Indian society has its own sort of problems, unique and bizarre. One of the reasons why Indian literature must be read is that there is no way to talk about or know about those issues but by reading Indian literature. Hi guys, I'm Manpreet and I make book related videos on this channel, and today I'm going to review a book which I cannot tell you what issue it discusses, but my perception about this book is the way it is because of the issue that this book addresses. So I'm going to review this book. I'm going to tell you what's in the story, like without giving any spoilers, and how was the writing and characters and whether this book is worth reading or not. So without further ado, let's get started with this video. The book I'm talking about is What Was My Fault by Aziz. Now this book was sent to me for review and I read this month, and let me tell you what this is about. Now, this author is currently based in Kuwait and he's working as a business development executive. Now, he has written this book based on his personal experience, and he has written this book so that he feels like, he can make a slight difference towards the perception of people about the kind of people and, state that has been discussed in this book. I am being very cryptic here because I just do not want to give away that, because that particular issue, even when you read the entire book, there are slight hints of it, but in the end you realize, in the end there is this whole realization part. So I'm being cryptic here, very sorry about that. Now, what the story is about. This book features a man in his late 20s, Farhan, and he goes from Kuwait, because he's living there, to India to attend a marriage. Farhan begins narrating his story from here onwards, and he gives hints to his painful past but never tells you what exactly happened until the very end of the book. Farhan is a man who has been emotionally hurt and he feels like he is the one to blame. He always keeps blaming himself for whatever happened in his past. But somehow, luckily, he comes across love again, but life is not that good to him even now. So we have to see what happens to Farhan and what happened to Farhan in his past in this book. Honestly, the book is a very short and simple story with a message. When you begin this book, you will really admire the easy to understand and flowing writing. Very simple, very short book indeed. For a person who admires an easy and good read, this is a good option. Farhan is a very good narrator in the story and he's pretty unbiased. There are times when you feel like, he's being very unrealistic, but he makes sure that, he explains that well right in the next line, which I admired about him. Basically, he balances and maintains the flow of the story very well without, going completely off track or without, going very unrealistic sort of thing, which I do not admire in stories. So I'm happy about this book for that. Talking about the characters, the book has very limited characters. There is Farhan, there is the mother, there is the lover, and there is the best friend. Now, what I liked about the best friend is that he's not that, overly expressive and overly friendly best friend which we usually see in books and movies. He's like the right sort of best friend which is there, who is there in our real lives, and he is very careful and he is very concerned about his friend, but he's not that pushy character who is always coming in the limelight as a sidekick or whatever. Now the mother is like a typical Indian mother who is possessive about her son, who loves her son dearly, and she is just typical Indian mother. Farhan is a character that is deeply hurt. He is like always undermining himself. He's always like, he's in pain. And what I loved about this character is that he is talking about his pain in the entire book. He's talking about his past, giving hints to it, but he never goes overboard with it. Sometimes, you feel like the character is being extra obsessive about himself, which somehow, I don't know how, like, if I, just see what was in the book, I would think that I would feel that way, but I didn't feel so, which is something I really admire about this character, because otherwise it would have been very irritating to read, and I could just connect with this character. I could find him real and not like extra obsessive and extra like, what, I'm in pain and all. He's not like that. I loved him for that. And the lover. Now, lover is a character which has shades, and you have to decide whether you love this character or not. I personally, just didn't like her much. because of what she does, but like even in the beginning I never liked this character much. So it depends on you. I feel like the perception towards this character, Lover, the girl, would be different for every person who reads this book. So it depends on you what you think about her. Personally, I felt like as a character she was nice, but like in the sort of character building way, she was a nicely built character. But as a character, like as a real person, I would be like, nope, I'm not going to like this girl at all. So that is what I think about the characters. There are small characters in the book as well, and they have been given small roles and good roles. Considering this a very short book, I feel like the characters part was done really well. It was not too much, not too less, just enough for us to enjoy the story. Talking about the plot, I would say that the overall plot of this book is very simple. Farhan begins narrating his story. He keeps giving hints to his past, and the present keeps happening, and then the past and present meet, and then the next part begins. And I really liked everything about that. I really liked how everything was put together, and honestly I felt like I would have given this book 3 out of 5 stars after reading it. But the ending where the author addresses the social issue, the ending where everything meets and you actually get to know what happened and what is happening right now, that is what will just move your heart. It's thought provoking. It's like it's going to make you think a lot. Even now, like I have read this book like 20 days back or 15 days back, I guess, and I still cannot stop myself from thinking about the issue he discussed, because that is, I feel like, there are so many social issues which are prevalent in this country, but there are some which are totally ignored because, maybe our society thinks that, this is not an important enough issue to discuss or an important enough issue to be dealt with. And because of that, I felt like this book is good read, a very good read. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and I would totally recommend it to you guys. It's very simple. It's a very simple, nice story, and you may not feel like it's an amazing story in terms of entertainment question, but it is an enjoyable read, and it really makes you think, and it really makes you get introduced to a social issue which a lot of us ignore totally. And so overall, if I have to recommend it to you guys, I would definitely recommend it. Don't go into it with a lot of expectations as sort of reading literature, but read it as a story which can maybe give you a different perspective about a different set of people in the society. So read it like that. Yes guys, this is what I think about this book. It's a very short, nice read, and I enjoyed reading it. And do let me know if you plan to pick up this book, and do let me know if you like it as well. Comment down below if you have already read it or you plan to read it. I want to know right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is Manpreet signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.